A rare sight on the streets of the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa. Thousands of pro-government demonstrators carrying placards and chanting slogans against the United States. Keep your hands off Ethiopia. Ethiopia doesn't need a caretaker, they chant. Last month, the U.S. imposed sanctions on economic and security assistance to Ethiopia due to the conflict in Tigray. Washington also said it will bar current and former Ethiopian and Eritrean officials from entering the United States if they are deemed responsible for carrying out atrocities in the region. Since then, the public sentiment against the U.S. in Ethiopia has been growing.
Ethiopia is an independent and sovereign state that should deal with its own issues on its own. We do not need the U.S. meddling and interfering in our internal affairs. They should stop.
We are now facing challenges in terms of inflation and the high cost of living, and if the pressure from the US continues, things will become even more difficult for us Ethiopians.
The sanctions and visa restrictions represent a turning point in relations between the two countries that have soured since the conflict in the northern region of Tigray erupted last November. It's led to reports of atrocities, mass violence along ethnic lines, and war crimes being committed against civilians by Ethiopian and Eritrean troops.
Yes, the issues are very much important. They need to be sorted out. The issues of human rights. Atrocities which have been committed in Tigray should be investigated. People who have been responsible should be apprehended. I don't have any doubt about this, but confrontation kinds of relationship between Ethiopia and the US might at the end take Ethiopia to the east, which could be counterproductive.
The Ethiopian government has dismissed criticism of its handling of the crisis in Tigray.
It is in the interest of Ethiopians and the Ethiopian government as well to nurture this relationship. We don't want to spoil it, and we don't think it's right on the part of the US leadership to work towards spoiling this relationship, because this relationship is to the benefit of both Ethiopians and Americans, both countries. It is also to the interest of the regional peace and stability.
Ethiopia has received more than $5 billion from the US government over the past 5 years towards humanitarian projects and development. That does not include additional funding for security, which hasn't been disclosed. Remittances from Ethiopia's global diaspora is estimated at $4.6 billion, with most originating from the United States, where about 1 million Ethiopians live. For many years, the United States has viewed Ethiopia as a country with a great potential, a country with a large population and a rapidly growing economy that has often played an outsized role in peacekeeping missions in Africa and beyond. But with a shift in US foreign policy in Africa, which is now more about checking the rise of China and Russia and not terrorism, analysts say Ethiopia might have lost its favored status with the United States. Mohammed, Adow, Jazeera, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.